What's up, guys? We're outside of Game Exchange right now. I'm with Danielle.
That was T-Mobile. You didn't catch the Game Exchange sign.
Shit. We're outside of Game Exchange right now. We're about to go inside. I'll show you guys once I get in. Going through all these now. Mad movies. If I see anything I think it's cool, pull it out, show you guys. Very cool. So we just got out of Game Exchange. I'll show you guys when I get back to show you guys the stuff I got. Hey everyone, Tom Surratt here, and back from Game Exchange. Yeah, I'm sorry the video is not as long as I wanted it to be. I started doing some stuff inside to show you guys, you know, what's in there, but I started getting sketched out. There were a lot of people in there, and it was weird, and the music was too loud, so I kind of felt that you guys wouldn't hear what I was saying anyways. But I'm going to show you guys what I got in the past couple weeks, and this is also an update for the 14th of March. And first off, I wanted to give a shout out to another fellow YouTuber named Moods616. I'm going to have his little name thing right here so you guys can see it. And he does a lot of the videos like I do. He's pretty much one of my inspirations for doing videos. He's got an extravagant collection, and it's very cool. And I also picked up offline and actually was gone for a couple days with my girlfriend at her father's, and I'll show you guys the stuff that I picked up at the end of this video, so stay tuned. And I'm gonna start off with, I got a bunch of crap. Hopefully this video is not gonna be too long, but do my best to just get through this stuff. And first I'm gonna show off my VHS tapes. I only got a couple of them, but the first one is Anaconda, a really good 90s one. Very cool. It's got Jennifer Lopez, it's got Ice Cube and John Voight. And I picked this one up for very cheap. I think I spent like a quarter or something on it at this flea market I go to often. And the reason why I picked this one up, not only because I didn't have it on any other format, I love this movie, because like you feel the front, and it's got that kind of like scaly type feeling to it. And you don't really see that with a lot of VHSs. At least I don't. I just thought it was cool. I figured for 25 cents, what the hell, why not pick it up? I was very excited to get that. And the other VHS I picked up was one of my favorite TV shows when I was a kid. I don't really remember too well, but I remember I used to have a crap ton of action figures, and I used to have a bunch of like bedspread and all the other merchandise they had for it. And I had this before, but I don't know what happened to it throughout the years. Just losing stuff and moving and just getting rid of or just forgetting about. I mean, I'm sure they're up in my grandmother's attic and I just don't even know, But I don't have it with me, so I figured I'd go and pick it up. This one I also got for like 25 cents at the flea market. And this is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. Now, this thing came out, I think, in 1995. I remember watching this when I was a real little kid, and I just loved it. I always loved the characters that were in it. I always thought that it was very, very, very appealing to me. And this one's got obviously the Power Rangers, but then it's got like the gold and black guy, and then it's got both the pink and the yellow, female characters that are in the show. And I always thought this was kind of racist. They kind of stereotyped the colors for the people. But the pink one was obviously the female, and then the yellow one was like the Oriental female, and the black guy was in the black one. I thought that was kind of weird, and then they had the generic red and blue that was just some regular dudes. But I always thought the villains in these were very cool. And this was the one that I remember watching most when I was a kid. I mean, I don't remember it too well, but I do remember just looking at the packaging that it's definitely cool. Definitely something I'm going to go back and watch, and just the nostalgia is just going to come to me. Very cool. And that was all I got for VHSs, but I was digging around at my girlfriend's father's, and I found this card. It fell out of this VHS rewinder box. And I don't know if you guys remember this, but I do. This movie store called Applause Video, where the magic begins. I remember back in the day having one of these, and just thinking it was so cool. And they scanned the barcode, and you could rent movies. And I don't remember if they give you points or not, but I just thought this was cool. And this is from some chick named Jane something. But I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna put it in a VHS that I got from Applause Video. And this isn't even around anymore. I mean, just like most movie stores, I mean, they're very scarce nowadays, especially where I'm at. I mean, the closest thing I got to a movie store now is FYE and Game Exchange, obviously, where I was, that I showed you guys in the beginning of this video. But I just thought that was cool. Figured I'd want to show it. If you guys remember Applause video, it's awesome. It brought back a lot for me. And I got one 8-track. I know you guys are probably gonna be like, "Wow, this dude," but it's my favorite musical, and I have the soundtrack on every format. So I figured I saw this at my girlfriend's dad's, and it's a little beat, but it's Grease. It's very cool. I think it's real cool. I mean, these things were never the best in quality for anything. I mean, I remember being a kid, and I remember these things, you know, when you try to click to the, like, you know, part 2, or, like, you know, the third part of the tape, or fourth, like, some of them would, like, mix together, and very lightly you'd hear, like, songs from the first or the second or from the third, and it was just all mixed up, and these things broke really easily. I remember my mother having a station wagon back when I was a kid, and when we wanted to listen to music in the car besides the radio, me or my sister would have to, like, kick it in to get it to go in and actually, like, you know, play. It's just cool. I mean, I'm not really a collector of 8-tracks, but I just saw that and I'm like, fuck it, why not? And now on to, I got 2 CDs that, from my girlfriend's father's, and they're not even open. Pat Benatar's Greatest Hits. I pretty much only got this because it has Love is a Battlefield on it. Heartbreaker's a good song too. That's pretty much, and Hit Me With the Best Shot. It's their greatest hits, but I mean, Love is a Battlefield is a classic song. I don't care what anyone says. This one's not even open. I don't know if I'm going to open it. I'm sure eventually I will, but this is going to go with my 80s collection of just stuff. I have an extensive 80s collection that I'll show you guys one day on CD. And then the next one I got this on vinyl and cassette. And I had this on CD, but I don't know if I sold it a couple of years ago or if it got broken, but I remember I loved it. It's Elton John's Greatest Hits. I know a lot of people are going to be like, you really listen to Elton John? And I do. Not all his stuff, and especially not his newer stuff, but, like, you know, this album in particular, this Greatest Hits, I listened to a lot. It's got a lot of good stuff on it, like, you know, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting, Rocket Man, Benny and the Jets, Daniel, Crocodile Rock, Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. I mean, I keep going, I can name the whole album, but... And I do love the album Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. That's one of the only other albums I really, really like from him. But I was real pumped to get this, not even opened or anything, and it's in perfect condition. Real happy that I got this. Add that to my 70s collection. And now to start off with the DVDs I got a crap ton in the past couple weeks. I don't plan on buying anytime soon. I'm trying to save some money. So I kind of splurged and picked up a bunch of stuff that I'm going to be showing you guys. But I don't know. I just feel like I have enough now that I got to watch, that I got to just pace myself and watch the ones that I got before I try to go out and get any other ones. But I'm going to show you guys my Blu-rays first. And the first one is Necromantic. And this is very cool. This is limited to 10,000 copies. And I opened this one, and I put it in my Blu-ray player. And it said couldn't read disc. And yes, this is region A for Blu-rays. It's A. As for regular DVDs, generic DVDs, it's region 1 for USA and Canada. But they said that I didn't read the disc, and I looked up online, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, this thing's brand new. I just got it off Amazon. And I guess they said that with Blu-ray players, if they're older Blu-ray players, which is one that I got, you gotta, like, you know, upgrade the firmware and stuff, and because it won't read the coding on it. So I'm gonna end up doing that tomorrow, hooking it up to the modem that I have downstairs, and, you know, figure all that out and try to get it to work. Cause I've been hearing mixed reviews about this, but I love these kind of movies, and I know that I'm probably gonna love this movie. I've been dying to see it, and that's why I opened it, but it wouldn't play for some reason right now. And then I got Necromantic 2. I didn't open this one because if I couldn't watch the first one, it's pointless to open this yet. This one's limited to 5,000 copies on Blu-ray. And this just cover just looks awesome. I mean, it just looks so brutal. I mean, it just has me written all over it. And I was real happy to get this too. Very pumped. Got these at a real good price before they went up. I was very happy about that. And now on to my just regular DVDs. I'm gonna start off with the comedies I got because I have and just drama and action and stuff. I'm gonna start off with those because I have less of those than I do horror. Horror is my favorite genre, and I always go out and try to get as many awesome horror movies as I can. Anything I find appealing. And now the first one I got for this, action is The Warriors. Now this one I got from my girlfriend's father. I'm real happy about this. I had it on VHS, a crazy copy of it, an old school one, had a sticker that said $39.99, I guess when VHS were first coming out. But I gave it to my sister, and I just felt I needed it on DVD. And this one I needed it in general, but I mean, this one comes with a slip cover, which I've never seen this with a slip cover. I thought that was even more appealing. It's very cool. This is a great movie. If you guys haven't seen this one, definitely check it out. And the next one I found this along with a few other ones. I'll try to mention them. If not, you guys will notice the little stickers on the top. I got these from Xchange, the place that I showed you in the beginning of the video. These are kind of mixed and matched. But Christmas Story, Bob Clark film. Everyone's seen this. And this is on constantly on a couple TV stations during Christmas time. It plays for 24 hours in a couple of them. And every Christmas I watch this. Every single Christmas. I mean, at least once. And I always have it in the background when I'm opening presents or when I'm giving presents to people. It's just a tradition that I have. And this is not even opened. It's brand new mint. And I was pumped to get it. And it's in a regular keepsake case, which is sick. Every time I've seen this, it's either been in the 2-disc, like bulky, like, soft case, or I saw it actually once too, an old school edition of it in a clicky case with the original cover, but I didn't want to get it because I try to avoid clicky cases unless they don't make DVDs and other releases of it. Only clicky, then I have no other choice. But this is a classic film. I'm sure everyone has seen this, so I'm not going to even mention it. Anything else about it besides that, it's just a classic. One of the best holiday movies, one of my favorite Christmas movies. It's not oriented towards horror, at least. And the next one I got is Suburban Commando with Christopher Lloyd, Shelley Duvall, and Hulk Hogan, of course. And this one's sick. I have this on VHS, and I never thought I'd see this on DVD. I mean, I assumed that it went for a bunch of money. I don't even know. I haven't even looked it up yet to see how much it's going for. And it came in a very weird case. Like, it's in a 4-disc case, but it's only one DVD. I thought that was kind of weird, to be honest, but I ain't care. I wanted it, and it was $1.50, so I was like, fuck it, why not? And then the next one I got is The Frighteners, which is a great Peter Jackson film with Michael J. Fox and Jake Busey. Very awesome. John Ashton is in it, and Dee Wallace is in this too. Jeffrey Combs. This is a classic. If you guys remember John Aston, he's played Gomez Addams in the original Addams Family TV show. It was always appealing to me in this. I always thought that was very cool. And you see him right there, if there's no glare, right there. Pretty cool. I'm very happy that I got this, adding to my Peter Jackson collection. I still need to get the director's cut of this, but I was just happy to get this, as I said, for $1.50. I mean, they have a deal that you buy 20 movies for like $30, and it pretty much roughly rounds out to $1.50 each, which is a deal and a half. If I was going to FYE, or even if I was going on Amazon or anywhere online, I mean, even just the shipping is more than the DVDs that I'd be buying at this place. And they had scarce ones. I don't plan on going back there for a while. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. If you're just collecting, different types of DVDs and stuff, especially if it's a new experience for you and you haven't been in there yet, definitely I suggest check it out. They have great deals and they have a great selection. I bought a crap ton of stuff there, so I mean, I'm sure there's not any really classic horror movies at the moment. And if there are, it's stuff I've already owned. But next one I got, another comedy, Stan Helsing. Now, I saw this a couple years ago on TV, and I always thought it was very funny. The only reason why I didn't pick it up before was because the Anchor Bay logo kind of got me sad. But I'm trying to get past that. I mean, it's still a funny movie. I mean, if you're a fan of classic horror films like Hellraiser or Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Child's Play, all that. I mean, it's got all this like horror comedy, and it's just funny, the parodies. It's ridiculously funny. I definitely enjoy this film. If you haven't seen it, that's another one I suggest that you see. And this, I was real surprised to find, real happy. This is another TV show. It used to be on Sci-Fi Channel back when I was a kid, and I didn't appreciate it as much because I didn't know too much about the movies that were in it. But now that I'm older and I can appreciate it more, it's hilarious. It's classic. I think everybody should have this DVD. And it's Mystery Science Theater 3000, the movie. And this is just so funny. I mean, the people that created this show is just ridiculously, wild. They're just funny. I mean, people are just criticizing and making jokes about different movies and stuff, classic, sci-fi films from the 50s and 60s, 40s, whatever. It's funny. I love this. I haven't seen it in years, but definitely happy I got it. Now on to the Johnny Depp / Hunter S. Thompson type films I was real pumped about. I already got a copy of this on regular DVD, but I saw this for $4.95, and with a bunch of DVDs it would come to $150, and you can't beat it. I mean, I couldn't. I mean, even if I had this, I'd buy it again. Fear and Loathing, the Criterion Collection 2-disc. I mean, for $1.50, come on. I mean, you'd be stupid if you didn't pick this up. Even if, as I said, if I had another copy. And I remember having this one back in the day, and when I got the 1-disc version, I kind of, I still love it because of the film itself, but I just love the special features on the second disc. I mean, it's got like Hunter S. Thompson, some vintage stuff, interviews and all that are just awesome. Stuff that really makes you, like, and if you're a Hunter S. Thompson fan, just really appreciate him and the work that he did even more. And this is just sick. Very cool. Very happy I got that. And the next one I got, based off the first novel that he wrote, but it was one of the later ones that were published. It's like a long lost novel, and this is the movie adaptation called Rum Diary. Now, I remember watching this one when it first came out, and it was okay. It wasn't the best, but I definitely plan on going back and watching it again. And I know I'm gonna like it. Some movies I gotta watch a couple times to really enjoy, but I love the book. If you haven't read the book to this, you really gotta read it. It's so appealing that I couldn't put it down. It was one of those kind of movies. And then the last for my comedy, I had to pick this up. I mean, that was the last time that I was going there, and the original is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I don't hear anybody really talking about that one too much, which is surprising, because I obsessed with people's videos that they put up, especially of horror stuff, but just their collections that they have, I find that intriguing. But I got the remake and the comedy version of the Stepford Wives, and this one's good. I do love this one, but it's nothing compared to the original. And I saw this there so many times, and I was like, I'll get this next time I go. And I kept saying that, and there's always stuff that I wanted more than this. And last time, when I went, I was just pretty much picking through and trying to grab stuff that I thought was cool. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to get this one. And I went through, and there was a couple of them, and this is the best condition one that was there. Overall case, and the disc and everything. So I was happy to get this. Now onto my horror movies. The first one I want to show you guys, I was stoked when I got this. Now, this was never released on an official DVD. The VHS is going for like $100 used, and 200 brand new off Amazon. And it's ridiculous. I would not spend that on a tape in general. I don't care if I had a crap ton of money. It's not something I do. There's way more things that I'd want to get that are cheaper. But Terror on Tour, this is so sick. Real sick. Dr. Mike Face, another guy that's on here, told me about this movie and showed it to me once, and I just fell in love. I was so pumped. And I was happy to get this. I got this off iOffer for about $14, and it's well worth it. The way the case, it looks nice when it's in, my DVD collection. I was just so excited to get this movie. A good 80s slasher flick about this band. And they do these crazy concert productions of ripping off girls' arms and blood and just craziness. And there's actually a killer around that dresses as one of them, and you don't know who it is. It's a kind of mystery slasher film, which I really love. And I was just pumped to get this in general. Very happy with that. And next one I got is Black Sunday, Mario Bava film. And this is the Anchor Bay. This is when Anchor Bay started getting a little lame, but they still had that little look on them still, where you could tell that they wanted to keep at least in my opinion, I was hoping, it's my theory, is that they wanted to keep that logo, but the company that bought them out, Stars and Weinstein Company or something like that, also took a part of the shares, started taking it and changing the logo. But I was really happy to get this Mario Bava film. I got a brand new, not even opened, on Amazon for like $7 or something like that, and I couldn't beat it up. I mean, I couldn't beat it, with any other price. I couldn't pass it up on that. But a very good classic movie, Italian film. More gothic than it is horror, but it's definitely under the horror category. I mean, if you ask anybody, I mean, it does have a lot of creepy parts in it, but I don't know. I just this one I liked a little more. I mean, I didn't see this one all the way through, but what I saw I really loved, and it's another Bava film, Mario Bava, Black Sabbath, with Boris Karloff. It's cool. It's a great anthology, and this one's got the Anchor Bay, and this is edition. That's cool. I'm happy. These are the only two Bava films. Mario Bava, sorry I say that because Lamberto Bava's son. I don't want you guys to get mixed up thinking I'm talking about him. But Mario Bava, it's the only two I got. But they look so awesome together. I was so pumped to get these. They stick out to me in my Giallo collection. There's Italian horror, I should say. But these are just sick. I love them. I remember seeing a couple people with these online, and I was like, those are the editions I gotta get. I mean, I don't want to get any other editions, those ones. And this next one, a lot of these ones I haven't seen yet. I bought them when I was at that game exchange because I was like, oh, they look cool and this, this and that, and a lot of them I just bought on a whim. But this one's called Special Effects, and this looked like a newer movie. I mean, I saw it there a couple times, and I was like, I try to get newer movies a chance, and if people get good reviews or they talk about them and they say good things, then it gives me more motivation to check it out. But then I looked on the back of here and it said it was from 1984, and I was like, So I figured I'm definitely gonna check it out. It looks cool. I mean, I don't even really know what it's about. I know Larry Cohen, the guy that did The Stuff and It's Alive, he did this film. So I mean, I know it's probably gonna be good. I was real pumped, just to get this, because, it's something different, something that, hopefully is real good. If you guys have seen any of those or any of these movies that I'm showing you guys, just give me your input, and you could, comment, or whatever you guys want to do. But, the next one I got is an Alfred Hitchcock film that I've seen a bunch of times there, and I didn't pick it up, and I read about it, and it reminded me of like a Peeping Tom type film. And this one's called Rear Window, which is pretty cool. I mean, it just looks cool. I'm a big Alfred Hitchcock fan, and I got a bunch of his movies on VHS and DVD. And I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna pick this one up. I mean, I read the back, and it just looked cool. So I was like, you know what? Alfred Hitchcock's never, let me down in the past. So I mean, I just gotta keep going and picking up shit that I think that's cool from him. He's definitely a one-of-a-kind director. Definitely ahead of his time back in the day. Him and people like William Castle and Roger Corman and all those old school B-list movie like people. Well, I don't know if you can consider Alfred Hitchcock B-list. First time his movies were like big hits like Vertigo and all that, but still need to get Vertigo. And next one I got is Blood Relations. Now this one I don't know too much about, but I know it's like a horror thriller. And I've been trying to read a little bit about this one, but every time I do, I get sidetracked with something else. And so I figured, fuck it. For $1.50, I'm going to pick it up. I mean, what's the worst? That it could be bad. I could just sell it back to them or, the game exchange. Or I could put it in a closet with all the other stuff that's, kind of okay. But the next one I got, I was real surprised was there. And I've seen this in box sets, and I was like, I'm not going to get it just for the reason that it's in a box set with movies I either own and stuff that didn't look appealing. But Wes Craven's Invitation to Hell. And I've never really heard too much about this. I don't even remember if I've ever seen anybody talk about this movie on here. But I definitely was glad I got it. Real happy I got this one. I'm a big Wes Craven fan. And this one came out in... I don't know, to be honest. I mean, it could be an early 90s or late 80s film, but I know it's around there somewhere. I know he was doing a lot of crazy stuff around that time, like Serpent and the Rainbow and Shocker, but this one looks pretty cool. It's like a horror movie about a family and all this crazy stuff happens to him, I guess. Definitely something I want to check out. And I picked this one up. I don't have the first one on anything. I know you guys are going to be like, why'd you even get these ones if you don't have the first one? I like the first one a lot, and I do want to get it. It's at the rite that I'm close to, and maybe one of these days I'm going to go and I'm going to pick it up. But I picked this up because I haven't really seen this around, and I've never seen these ones separate anywhere. So I wanted to pick it up. $1.50. I mean, Poltergeist 2 and Poltergeist 3, an MGM double feature. And it's pretty cool. I like how the side, how it's got them like that. I think it'll look nice next to the other Poltergeist once I eventually pick it up. And I know you guys are going to be like, come on, man, if you like Tobe Hooper and stuff, why don't you have it? And I don't know, I'm sorry, but I just didn't pick it up yet. My sister's got a copy of it. I think that's why I never picked it up, because I knew that I could borrow her copy. But I do eventually got to get my own copy of it. I know I do. Maybe in the next video I'll have it, so I can show you guys, you know. But I don't know. And the next one I got was strictly something that I picked up because Mood 616 talked about it and said it was pretty outrageous. Called Chop. I mean, I was looking. I had maybe 10 minutes until the place was closing last night, and I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna grab stuff fast that I think is interesting that I saw before, and this was one that stuck out, and I'm like, all right, I'm definitely gonna pick this one up. As I said, $1.50, you can't beat it. I don't even know what it's about really, but it just looked cool. I mean, I love those horror comedies that are like, gory, and this is from a company called Bloody Disgusting, which releases a lot of gory stuff, and I'm a fan of the gore, no matter what it is. I mean, I don't really like, CGI stuff is cool, but I prefer practical effects. But I was cool. It was cool to get that. I was pretty pumped. Can't wait to watch that. The next one I got is a movie I remember watching when I was a kid, and a couple parts scared the shit out of me. Overall, the movie wasn't that scary, but this one was just freaky as hell. I remember I was like, oh man. Like, and it's Man's Best Friend with Ali Sheedy and Lance Henriksen about this crazy-ass Rottweiler. And I remember this one part when I was a kid where they had this, something happened to the dog, but there's a mailman. And I remember the dog going to attack the mailman. It scared the crap out of me when I was little. And I was real pumped to get this. I mean, this is a classic horror film. It's a good 90s one. And, it's like most 90s movies. I remember when I was a kid, I saw a crap ton of movies, and I never put people together, but now I'm going to watch it and think of the weird, chick from The Breakfast Club, Ali Sheedy's character, and this now, and it's just funny. It's going to be cool. The next one I got is Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning, the unrated version, and they had one copy there last time I went, and it was real shot. And then I went back just yesterday, and they had a couple more copies, and this is the best edition copy they had there. I'm probably gonna change the case out because Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of my favorite franchises, and on the side I'm not gonna want to see that Blockbuster or Hollywood Video thing on the side. So, but I was real happy to get this. This is a prequel to the remake. If that makes sense to anybody who hasn't seen it. But this is a very good one. It pretty much tells you the story of what happened with all these characters from the remake, and how everything started, like the sheriff, and how the dude lost his legs, and how Leatherface became to be Leatherface. It's pretty cool. Very happy I got that. Next one I got, I know, this is another one I'm probably going to get heat for, and you guys are going to be like, why haven't you had this before? I have it on VHS. I have it. I mean, I made sure I had it. But I was just looking for an edition of it that I could, pick up and be really happy with. And this is the 30th anniversary 2-disc of Jaws, the original Steven Spielberg. And I know you guys are going to hate me for this too, but I'm not even really a big fan of Steven Spielberg. I don't like E.T. I mean, he was part of Indiana Jones, and I'm not even really a fan of Indiana Jones. I got the first two on VHS, and I tried to watch the first one, and I couldn't even get all the way through it. My mind started going on to different stuff, and I started organizing stuff while the movie was playing, and just didn't I didn't get into it too much, but I was happy to get this. This is a great movie. This movie from a kid, even nowadays, if I go into the ocean, if I'm on a boat and we're out far enough, I get all freaked out because, not because of the shark, but just because of creatures that you don't see that are in the water. Just always scared the crap out of me. That was always one of those fears that it's not what you do see, it's what you don't see, what you don't know about. And that was always appealing to me with this. I mean, I'll still go in the ocean and swim, but I'll just try to avoid any way I can to go on long distance traveling on the water. I mean, it's freaky. But Jaws is a classic. I'm glad I got that to add to my collection. And this next one I picked up pretty much because I've been going through this phase where I really like cheesy 90s and early 2000s sci-fi type movies. And this one's called Pinata Survival Island with Jamie Presley. And this one looks cheesy as hell, but for some reason I really like those kind of movies. The sci-fi movies now are real stupid. Like, this one I saw a while ago about a killer root that goes to this town from this tree, and I'm like, this is so stupid. And this movie called Rubber about a killer tire, I'm like, this movie is fucking stupid, but this one looks cool. I mean, and I opened it up to see if it had an insert like I always do, and it's got this holographic cover that I thought was really cool. Very, very cool. Very happy that it came with that. I'm going to change this case because it's real beat. As you guys can see, it's like kind of like puffed up on this side. Like you could squeeze it, and I don't like that with my movies. If I'm going to spend, even if it's $1.50, even if it's like 25 cents, I'm going to put it in a nice case because it's something I take pride in. But definitely gonna change the case and put that holographic cover on the front of this. The next one I got, I kind of did a little switcheroo. Last time I was at this place, they had a copy of this, but it was going for like $12.99, and I'm like, I am not gonna fucking spend that much on something I haven't seen. And I actually watched a couple episodes last night, and this is very cool. The Hitchhiker. It's this like TV show. It reminds me of like the Twilight Zone with like if the Twilight Zone had sex with like Tales from the Dark Side, this would be the Butt Baby. This came out from HBO Video. And there's only 10 episodes. When I saw this there, I thought this was the complete series, but I guess it's not. There's 68 episodes I was reading about. But this one's just cool in general. I mean, like I watched the first 2 episodes, and it was pretty wild. I was real happy to get this, but I mean the one that was there before was going for I was saying like $13, and this one up here, it's at $4.95, and the other one, this one was like more beat and water damage. The other one was like good, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna switch them out, and I did it real fast, all sketchy. But I mean, my girlfriend was right next to me looking through movies and didn't notice, so I'm sure the other people didn't notice. And I've done it before in there, and I don't think they really care. They just want people to go in and buy their stuff. But keep that on the down low. I don't want anyone to know, even though not anyone know. I'm just telling you guys, but I don't want them to know. So they're gonna see my face now. I shouldn't have said anything. You people out there, I'm watching you guys. And the next one I got is another a Hellraiser movie actually, and this one wasn't nearly one of my favorites. The first 3 are the ones I really love, but I do like completing franchises, and this was Bloodlines, which is very cool. I mean, I do like it. I mean, it's definitely very good. It reminds me of being a younger kid going to a video store and renting it, but it doesn't beat the first 3. The second one's my favorite, but the first one's incredible too. Actually, I don't know which one's my favorite. The graphics in the first one are just out of this world, But this one is it's pretty cool, more hip and more like new style for the 90s. But I was happy to get it. This one surprised the crap out of me. This one's another one I got on impulse because I saw Moods talking about this, and I'm very happy that I did. This movie's called Skeeter. It's another one of those sci-fi movies. And I looked it up online, and there's 1 copy on there, 1 copy, and it's used, and it's going for $70. I bought this for $1.50. I'm like, holy fuck! And $70, I could sell this on there tomorrow, and make back crap ton of money. But I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm sure I'm gonna like this. This Killer Mosquito movie, but I was just pumped to see how much it was going for. Thank you, Moods, for like telling me and showing me about this. There's like a crap ton of other movies, so it looks awesome. And it's expensive, so it makes it more appealing to me. I mean, this is something that you'd see in stores and you wouldn't think would be expensive, but I guess it is. And then next up, all this stuff I got online, and then besides maybe 5 of them that I got, at this thrift store, half of them weren't even open yet, and I got them at very good prices, so I was very excited. But let's start off with online ones. I picked up Delirium, which is another really good Italian horror film, and this is from Anchor Bay. I love that Anchor Bay sign. I know I say it all the time, but it's true. I really do love it. And this has the theatrical, and it's got the international uncensored version, which is cool. I watched the uncensored, international version. It's a little longer, but it's 102 minutes, and the American one is 85 minutes, so it's a huge difference with the scene cuts and stuff. But it's just brutal. I mean, I wouldn't show this to any little kids. I mean, it's got more tits and more like creepy weirdness in it than most Italian movies that I've seen. But this one is definitely good. If you like those Italian movies that are a little obscure like me and just brutal and got fucked up scenarios, this is definitely one to check out. I know someone said that Lamberto Bava helped direct this, but there's nothing about him on it. And I was reading on Wikipedia, and it said that he was a part of it, but he's like someone who didn't take the credit for helping direct this. But that's pretty much why I bought it, but also because it's Anchor Bay Italian horror, and I got it for a very good price. The next one I literally got back, and this one was one I was going to open up before, but I mean, I heard it, and it's like it felt real light, and it sounded like a disc was out, and I was scared. But this is the Army of Darkness limited edition, 2-disc, which is very cool. Another Anchor Bay one, and this is sick, very cool, and it's a numbered edition, and I love those Anchor Bay numbered editions. Now, when I got this, I was all scared that I didn't have an insert, but it's got a nice insert, and it's got both discs. But the weird thing is, like, if you look close, you can't really see because it's dark, but it's got like these 2 little things in it on each side, like as if it had a multi-discs. Like, if you wanted to put like a bunch more discs in, which I thought was weird. I mean, for Anchor Bay, it wasn't even opened before, and I opened it because I heard the disc like moving, and I was kind of nervous, but it was just weird. But I love this movie. I have another version of this, and I plan on getting a couple more of them. But this one I got for a very good price, incredibly crazy price. There's only 2 of them now that are on there, and I bought the 3rd one, obviously. And this is just cool. I've always loved this 3rd installment of Evil Dead trilogy, Sam Raimi, with Bruce Campbell, a classic. This one's not as good as the 1st or 2nd one, but it's still awesome. Awesome enough to where I wanted to get a crazy edition. Now, this movie I've been wanting for years. I've been wanting for a long time. I've had it in my cart on Amazon. Someone's bought it, and then I put other ones on, and it went up, so I deleted it, and I was like, and I had to get it. I had to. And actually, my girlfriend got me this, and I was super excited about it. And this is the 3-disc Suspiria, Dario Argento's Anchor Bay edition, and this is numbered, and my number's 4,322 out of 10,000. Now you guys are probably saying 10,000? There's definitely more numbers than, like, it was a higher number than that. This is the Canadian one. This isn't the one that was released in America, and I'm very happy that I got the 10,000 one. It's just more appealing to me that I got half, like a little less than halfway through the number thing on it. And this one is just incredible. If you guys want me to open it up and show you the contents, definitely leave comments and I'll show you guys. It's very cool. I don't want to do it right now. There's a crap ton, and it just feels like a brick. Like, this is heavy. I feel like I could just, take this and I could lift it, and it'll just give me some muscle. Like, it's sick. I've wanted this forever, and I finally got it. Finally got it. Very, very stoked about this. I still gotta show it to my girlfriend. Try to get her into like Italian horror films, and I think that's one of the first ones I should show her. I mean, if you're trying to get into Italian stuff and you don't really know anything about it, Suspiria is definitely one that you should introduce to people, in my opinion. And the next one I got A crazy film. I love this movie. It took me 3 times to actually watch it all the way through because I kept falling asleep. So I ended up watching it late at night. This one's Anthropophagus, The Grim Reaper by Joe D. Almeida, or Mata, or however the hell you pronounce it. I know I'm going to get it wrong, but this one is very good. I got the 2-disc one, and I bought it for like 10 bucks, well 14 with shipping, the Shriek Show edition. And now it's going for like $37, $38. And I was like, glad I got it when I did. This is a classic. If you haven't seen this one, this is a great one. I mean, just look at that cover. This crazy ass dude. It's just George Eastman's character, just straight eating his own guts, and it's just crazy. That was so appealing to me. I'm eventually gonna paint this one day. If not paint it, I'm definitely getting a poster of it and putting it in a frame and putting it on my wall in my place. It's cool. It's a great film. Very good. If you haven't seen it, I definitely suggest it. It's not for everybody, but I mean, if you're into gory craziness, then, that's definitely one for you. And this other one I have on VHS, and I've seen it a bunch of times, but it's a newer edition. I've been waiting till I could get to a good opportunity to pick it up at a good price in the edition I wanted. And this is one of my favorite movies of all time, An American Werewolf in London. Rick Baker does the effects in this. John Landis directed it. David Naughton's in it. It's got a crazy musical score. I mean, it's just a classic film. I mean, anybody who's anybody knows about this movie. The effects in it are just incredibly crazy. And I was very happy to get this edition. I love these Universal Collector Edition ones. They're real appealing. Granted, they're not the original theatrical poster, but very happy I got this. This is a very, very good movie. I'm going to watch this real soon. Every time I look at it, I'm like, I got to watch this. And I will. I'll sit and I'll watch it. It's like Videodrome or like, Clockwork Orange or Stepford Wives to me. It's something that I'll watch all the time. All the time. And the next one I got is The Gate, which is a very sick film. And this is in one of those crazy cases. And I saw this on eBay. And I wanted to pick it up before. And I didn't for some reason, and I ended up buying this offline for a good price, and I was hoping it was going to come in this, and it did. I mean, I just like the way that it just looks, if I can open it without breaking it. And I'll just push, and it's nothing crazy inside, but it's still just cool. It reminds me of like a huge CD case. It's very, very awesome. If you haven't seen this movie, definitely check it out, The Gate. And then on to the ones that I picked up at the flea market I went to recently. And the stuff there I was real surprised with. Real surprised. The first one is Mondo Cane 2. And this is a crazy film. Not as crazy as the first one. I still got to pick up the first one. But this started off in the 60s with just these crazy documentaries. And it became called Mondo Exploitation. And it's just cool. Anything that has to do with just fucked up shit or exploitation, anything like that, it draws me in and it's appealing. This is a crazy one. I mean, I'll explain this more maybe in another video, but this thing's already getting to like almost 43 minutes. So I want to show you guys the rest of the stuff kind of fast and then show you guys, shit I got in packages. No, what I got in the mail, but next one is a Stuart Gordon film, King of the Ants. I haven't seen this, but it's got like George Wendt in it and Daniel Baldwin, Baldwin brothers. And I've seen this a bunch of times. I never grabbed it, but got it for like $1, so I'm like, fuck it, why not? It was in great condition. Very cool that I got this. It's got a crazy sticker on the back that says Rogers Video number 446. And this is just crazy. This thing's from like Ontario, Canada. Like, I don't even know. I'm sure it's not even open anymore, but I love seeing stuff like that. It just reminds me of just, my childhood. And I got a couple rare flicks films that I haven't even watched yet, not even opened, but I was real pumped. And the first one is called Run Like Hell. And this is supposed to take place in 2008. It's like a futuristic film. And this just looks cool. I mean, I just like the way the sides look and stuff, and it makes collecting even more cool. And then other rare flicks one I got is called The Disturbance, which is another cool one. It just looks cool. I haven't watched it yet, but I read a lot about this one. And this one's the same thing, like rare flicks on the side. And the next one I got is the another Shriek show called Two Orphan Vampires, and this one I haven't even opened up yet. And this one is just sick. I mean, I've read a lot about this one too, and it looks very cool. Definitely cool. And the last one I got for this crazy one that I got is Tales from the Grave. I mean, it's an anthology film. It reminds me of Tales from the Crypt, just in the sense of like, Tales from the Grave, Tales from the Crypt, but also like, I love these anthology films, and I don't really know too much about this one, but for like $1, $2, I mean, I had to pick it up. It just looks cool. If you guys know anything about it, let me know. And I'm going to show you guys in a better angle the stuff that I picked up. So hold on. I'll be right back. Alright guys, now it's time. That time at the end of the, this video that I'm going to show you guys the stuff that I got in the mail. Now I already picked up, I already had another one, but I mean, as I said before, that it was a little, you could see them all on the back, the stuff that I picked up, but I wanted to wait to show you guys that one too, but as I said, like, it sounded like the disc was loose, and I was worried about it, so me being as crazy as I am about movies and stuff, that I had to make sure that it was okay, and it's fine, but I was worried about it. And I'm going to open up this one first. And I don't know exactly what's in these. I know what I'm getting. But I'm going to use these crappy scissors right now. Eventually I'm going to find a designated knife that I think is cool. But I'm going to open it right now and show you guys what it is. Alright, so I just opened it, and it comes with like bubble around it and stuff, and it's just weird. Like, sometimes you get these little bubble things. I got a crap ton of them in here. It's weird, but it's cool. Definitely gonna save them so if I sell something. And of course it is what I thought it was. This literally just came out like 3 days ago, and I'm pumped I got it. Rabid Grannies, the DVD Blu-ray combo pack. Sorry about the glare. It's brand new from Trauma. I love this movie. This is one of my favorite Trauma movies. I'm definitely super jazzed that I got it. Definitely gonna check it out. Very cool. Definitely awesome. And that's all that was in this box. I don't know why they give me a huge ass box for this, but it's whatever. And now on to the next one I got, and this is the last one. And this one, I don't really need scissors. I'm just going to pop it open on the back, like that. And I'm going to show you guys the contents inside. There's 4 of them, which are very cool. And here they are. First one I got, these are all Scream Factory Blu-rays, and I've been trying to collect these. First one's New Year's Evil, and this one came out just recently too. And I remember I've been wanting this for a while, and the fucking VHS is too much money for me to buy right now, so I figured I'd just pick this one up. And I love Scream Factory. It's very cool. I mean, it's a side project that Shout Factory did, and I love how it's like Shout and Scream, like, and Scream's for like, the horror-oriented stuff that they're releasing. And I just love the setup that they have. Like, most of that I've seen so far for the Scream Factory stuff on Blu-ray has a reversible covers. Real happy that I got this. Real happy. Can't wait to watch that. And the next one I got, I was gonna burn a bootleg up because there was never an American release that I could at least find myself of this film, and I'm glad that I got it now. Crawl Space, which is like a creepy movie. Another Scream Factory. Very awesome. Very happy I got this. Real pumped. And the next two, real excited that I got these. Real excited. I've been wanting this one for a little while now, called Deadly Blessings. And this is this one has the slip cover Some of them don't have slip covers, which I'm sad about, but it's whatever. I'm just glad I got them. And this is obviously another Scream Factory. And this is, in my opinion, the most underrated Wes Craven film. And I can't wait to watch this. I've been wanting to see this for a while now. I'm very happy about it. And then the last one for this whole series, not series, but this whole video, I'm very super excited. This one I've been wanting for so long. So long. The DVD was so expensive. I bought it on VHS a while ago. I was like, that just doesn't cut it. And I'm like, well, Scream Factory has it out. I'm like, I'm definitely going to get this. And I did. And it's Body Bags. So sick. And it's got the slip cover too. Awesome John Carpenter anthology film. Him and John Carpenter and Tobe Hooper. Wow. And Tobe Hooper directed parts in this. And this has like Debbie Harry in it. And it reminds me of Tales from the Crypt, but with like John Carpenter as this dude in the morgue. And really happy I got this. Real pumped. So this is all the new stuff I got. All Blu-rays. But all the new stuff that I got in the mail. Pumped. Very, very excited about these. But that's going to do it for this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Definitely put a thumbs up. Definitely, guys. And I'll see you guys next time with another video.